Riot just released a brand new male champion, and for once he's not half naked. His name is Locke, the demon hunter who literally locks demons away, and somehow this guy can't even hit the Dante dance from the Devil May Cry. But jokes aside, Locke is one of the most interesting champions Riot has released in a while, because his lore opens up a lot of questions about demons, Demacia, and even Vayne herself. One of the first things that we learn is that Locke and Vayne were raised in the same clan. Their clan sigil appears on the letter Vayne receives from the Locke in the Pandemonium motion comic. What's interesting is the symbol looks very similar to the tattoos covering Locke's body, and it also resembles the markings found on his coffin, but more about that later. For some context, Locke's cinematic starts in the Wildwoods, originally located near Demacia. This immediately gives us a clue about where he has been operating during recent events. He has also appeared in the Garen comics, which makes sense considering Demacia has become a hotspot for demon-related stories lately. The cinematic quickly cuts to the Vayne running through the forest. Something is clearly chasing her. At first, we only see a pair of glowing eyes, watching from the darkness. Those eyes are later revealed to belong to Locke himself. Now you might be wondering about the dog chasing Vayne, and honestly, I have no idea. Locke currently lacks a proper background story, so the cinematic leaves a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe they're hunting house used by the clan, maybe they're connected to the demon, or maybe Riot just simply thought they looked cool. Who knows? Whatever the case, Vayne actually trips and falls, and that's when we get our first real look at the demon attacking her. The screen fills with eyes, staring from every direction. This creature is revealed to be the demon of paranoia. As we already know from existing Runterra lore, demons feed on emotions. Fiddlesticks represents pure fear, Evelynn feeds on agony and suffering, and Tomcat feeds on addiction and desire. And basically every demon thrives on a specific emotional weakness. The demon of paranoia does exactly that. It feeds on Vayne's hatred, distrust, and obsession. Considering everything Vayne has experienced throughout her life, she is probably the perfect target for a creature like that. And then, out of nowhere, one of the pursuing hounds gets absolutely deleted by one of Locke's nails. This is actually his Q ability from the game. He throws large metal nails at the enemies, using them as his primary weapons. The nails themselves are probably made from petricite, a material commonly found throughout Demacia. Petricite absorbs and stores magical energy. It's the same material used in Demacian architecture and even in the chains that once restrained Silas. Since Locke specializes in hunting magical entities and demons, petricite ammunition would make perfect sense for him. And the next thing is where things get really interesting. Vayne looks up and sees nothing, just darkness in the forest, but the moment she blinks, everything changes. Suddenly the trees are covered in eyes. Two glowing blue eyes stare from the distance as a figure emerges surrounded by blue flames. That isn't just a cool visual effect. What we are actually seeing is a shift in perspective. We move from Vayne's view of reality to the demon's perspective. And from that perspective, Locke finally appears. This suggests that Locke can exist within both the physical realm and the spirit realm simultaneously. Characters like Shen have taught us that reality is split between two worlds, the physical world and the spirit world. Every living being exists in the both at the same time. If your spirit is destroyed, your body dies, and vice versa. If your body dies, your spirit loses its connection to the mortal world. Locke appears to be operating directly between these realities, which could explain why he is so effective at hunting demons. After his entrance, we get a closer look at his equipment, and there are a lot of details worth discussing. The most obvious feature is his coffin. At first glance, it looks like a prison for demons, but honestly, it functions more like an arsenal. Inside the coffin, we can see multiple compartments. In the center are stacks of nails, his primary weapons. In the lower section there are herbs, potions, and supplies that he likely uses for healing and other preparations. But most important part is hidden in upper compartment, where sits a skull-like object. During the cinematic, we see Locke loading nails into the coffin, but he's not actually preparing the coffin itself, he's preparing the skull stored inside. When the demon attacks and damages the coffin, the skull is exposed. The moment this happens, Locke immediately becomes serious. He knows the weapon is vulnerable. Without hesitation, he dashes forward, grabs the skull and throws it directly at the demon. The result is devastating. Everything around it begins getting sucked inward as if the black hole has opened. The weapon is directly connected to Locke's ultimate ability in game. He throws the skull at enemies, slowing them and marking them for execution. Once their health drops low enough, the mark instantly executes them. Another fascinating detail is his glasses. Besides looking incredibly stylish, they are actually serving the purpose. When the demon's hand first appears on Vayne, the cinematic deliberately focuses on Locke's eyes. Riot clearly wants us to pay attention to them. Well, my theory is that these glasses allow him to see in the spirit realm. They may be reason he can detect demons that remain invisible to ordinary people. The lenses appear to be made from some kind of enchanted crystal or gemstone, and there's also one small mystery. The glasses don't seem to have a proper nose bridge, so honestly, I don't even know. I'll leave it up to you guys to figure out how these things even stay on his face. Now let's talk about the tattoos. Locke's body is covered with the dark markings running across his neck, chest and arms. The symbol on his chest is almost identical to the sigil shown on Wayne's letter in the Pandemonium comic. What's even more interesting is that the coffin itself displays the same symbol. Its design perfectly matched the markings on Locke's body, especially the shapes visible on his hand and the distinctive purple triangle. And all these clues point toward one conclusion: Locke is using demon powers, which is incredibly ironic. This guy spends his life hunting demons, yet he seems to be channeling their abilities himself. But there's another cool detail as well. Well, if you look closer to the design of Locke, you can see that his feet and the end of his robe are ashy, meaning that he is slowly dying when he uses demon powers. And to stay alive, he probably uses demon powers. As you also know, Wayne's parents were also experimenting with the forbidden powers of demons while searching for healings. Unfortunately, they didn't understand what they were dealing with and ended up paying the ultimate price, unlike Locke, who uses it freely. Well, the demon responsible for killing Wayne's parents was Evelynn. And this is where everything gets twisted. According to Locke's new story, he knows Evelynn personally. Not only that, but he has apparently captured her multiple times. And instead of permanently sealing her away, he repeatedly lets her go. Did this guy get seduced by Evelynn with her charms, or does she serve some greater purpose? Or is Locke hiding information that even Wayne doesn't know? Well, because historically Evelynn has been portrayed as a relatively minor demon who simply wanders Runterra feeding on suffering. So the fact that Locke keeps releasing her suggests that there might be a larger plan unfolding behind the scenes. So finally we arrive at the ending of the cinematic. The Demon of Paranoia launches one last attack against Wayne, where he uses his abilities all out to keep hold of Wayne as Locke's skull weapon sucks everything inward. Wayne struggles to keep her footing while reality itself seems to collapse around her. And then, Locke extends his hand. In the physical world, we see him reaching out to help her. But when the perspective changes into the spirit realm, we see the same gesture repeated there as well. The huge blue hand, accompanied by those glowing blue eyes, reaching out to help Wayne. In the split screen we can see Wayne fall into the despair of Demon, and in the other part where we can see Locke reaching out his hand. After everything they've been through, Wayne finally accepts his help. She grabs onto Locke's hand and they survive together. They attack successfully, sealing the demon away. The cinematic ends with the reunion between two former members of the same clan, and honestly that's what makes Locke so exciting. He's not just a demon hunter, he's a character standing between two worlds, wielding powers he absolutely shouldn't have, carrying secrets about Evelynn, demons and Wayne's past that could completely change what we know about Demacian demon hunters. Locke is also getting his comic series soon, which will hopefully answer some of the questions and give us a deeper look inside his history. Until then, all we can do is speculate. But even if half of these theories end up being true, Locke might become one of the most important characters in the Riot's modern demon storyline. And that's everything we know so far about Locke. Like and comment your opinions down below and subscribe to the channel. Peace out till the next video.